to another episode of Marketing Hot Takes, the show where we skip all the fluff and get straight to what's actually working right now in the marketing and business growth world. I'm your host, Rodney Lamar, and today I'm joined by someone who brings real innovation into a space that most marketers tend to overlook, the nonprofit world. Sean Littman is an out-of-the-box digital marketer who's been serving nonprofits for over 8 years now, using the same battle-tested tactics that we normally see in the for-profit sector to drive growth. But he's using it to drive cultivation and donations. Sean also hosts 2 successful podcasts, Profiting with Nonprofits and Beyond the Bottom Line, and has built a strong YouTube channel and fan base around nonprofit marketing education. He's also the founder of GiveSuite, an agency and SaaS company built specifically for nonprofits. Sean, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, absolutely, man. It's fun being on the other side of the microphone for a change, but I always enjoy these, and I'm always grateful to be guests on shows. So thank you for having me.
Awesome, man. So Sean, what's your hot take?
Well, my hot take is, again, I deal in nonprofits, and I often see that a lot of people in the marketing world kind of poo-poo nonprofits, and a lot of people in the nonprofit world don't understand marketing. But, the fact that what we're doing in the I call it the real world versus the nonprofit world, it's really one and the same, because marketing, it's all about raising your hand higher than everybody else, speaking out there and getting your message across. Because at the end of the day, everyone's trying to get money. Everyone's trying to do some sort of transaction, build some sort of relationship, and grow and scale. Whether you're trying to grow and scale in donations, whether you're trying to grow and scale in your communities, whether you're trying to grow and scale, it's all the same. So we have to work on the same type of tactics. And one of the things that we've really been getting big into is retention marketing and de-anonymization and augmentation of data and leads. Because once you understand who your people are, who your customers are, you can go out there and have a better way of conversing with them and building the relationship. Because at the end of the day, it's all about building relationships. People aren't going to buy on the first go. This is why we run retargeting ads. This is why we have retention marketing tactics, because people are not automatically sold on you. You have to sell yourself. And when you know how to communicate and have this conversation with them, augmenting your data and augmenting your leads and seeing full profiles of leads is a huge thing. And we've been working with this company called Midbound. They're actually a partner of ours, and they do it better than everybody else I've seen. And we've been integrating this with a lot of the nonprofit clients and a lot of our SaaS users, because it's a way to grow your list exponentially, but also turn these people into strong followers, fans, and donors. And so when I see a lot of people in our world, the nonprofit world, they're focused on social media, they're focused on this type, like the typical stuff, and everybody's kind of siloed into a little bubble. And it's just get out, think a little bit outside the box and help these people genuinely market, because nobody likes to talk about marketing because it's a very gray area. So when you create a system and you create a strategy and a plan, literally the call I was just on before this, we were talking about the marketing. She's like, does your platform help us actually fundraise? I was like, no, but the fact that there's marketing tools built into it with the right strategy and the right plan for implementation, you'll be able to create and fundraise. And this is the same thing with sales. It's the same thing with lead generation. You can't just expect something to do shit for you. You have to have a plan. You have to have a strategy for implementation. And when you do that, you're going to be successful. I always say funnel, offer, follow-up, and frequency. These are the 4 pillars that everything stands on in the marketing world. Have a good funnel, have a good offer, know your audience, and follow up with them. Follow-ups can be email drips, can be text campaigns, can be retargeting ads, can be whatever you want it to be, but constantly follow up with them and be top of mind. You're going to win. And nobody does this. Everyone screws this up, and everybody overthinks shit all the time. And that's really one of my biggest pet peeves in the marketing space, both in for-profit and nonprofit, is everybody's overthinking things, and everyone wants to be like the next Gary Vaynerchuk, or everyone wants to be like this. And it's just focus on you, understand who you are, understand who your audience is, understand how you're going to differentiate yourself from everybody else, because everyone's selling the same crap. And go and like for now in the nonprofit world, every Giving Tuesday is coming up next week, and I hate Giving Tuesday because everybody wakes up and like, oh my god, we have to do a Giving Tuesday campaign. It's like, well, hello idiots, everybody's running for after the same money. There's about $4 billion in donations on the table right now for Giving Tuesday, and everybody wants that money, but only a select few are going to get it because they're the ones who woke up over half a year ago and worked on cultivating their donors through conversation, through email drips, through texting campaigns, through whatever type of marketing channels they were doing. And those people are going to give them the most money because they were top of mind. And This is the same thing with any marketing. You're top of mind, you are going to win. If you wake up 5 minutes before the big game and show up, you're not going to win. You're going to lose. You're going to lose so bad it's going to hurt.
Hey guys, I wanted to pause real quick and take a moment to thank our sponsor, All Booked Up. For your marketing agencies out there, most of you are losing clients between 6 and 12 months into the relationship, and it's rarely because of a lack of leads. Many times it's because your clients don't have an effective system in place to call those leads quickly and book those appointments onto their schedule. And that's where All Booked Up comes in. All Booked Up is a white label appointment setting service agencies can add to their offer. ABU takes the leads that your agency generates for your clients and turns them into real, qualified, and confirmed appointments and books them directly onto their calendar. If you want to increase client satisfaction, lower churn, and boost your revenue, visit abufораgencies.com. Back to the conversation. Let me ask you a question, Sean, along those lines. Like, what was the shift for you coming into this nonprofit world? Like, nonprofits, in my experience, kind of obsess over new donors, right? So what made you realize, what was that aha moment that made you realize like retention was the real gap? That's what you got to go after.
Because these people gave you money before. It was you already got their credit card. You don't have to sell them again. You just have to like show them you care. You just have to show up. And like everyone wants new donors, but like you have to work so much harder to get a new donor because people don't know who you are, and you don't even know who you are. So like the fact that you have like X amount of people already in your database who at some point had some sort of connection to you, and all you have to do is tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, we're alive, we're here, we screwed up, we haven't been around a while because we've been out saving the whales in Africa or something stupid like that. But like, as long as you show up, one of my mentors once told me this. He's like, all you have to do is just like constantly tap them on the shoulder and be like, hi, we're here. And that's it. But like every business, they want new customers, they want new customer acquisition, and they seldom forget about their older customers. In our SaaS, in Give Suite, one of my biggest issues that I see in the SaaS world is churn. You probably see this, this, I know this, churn. Because everyone's chasing after new sales. People they want to keep increasing their MRR and the ARR, and they forget about the people who are there. And everybody who's not everyone who's not new and exciting gets thrown to the bin. Yeah. And so how do you do this? You have to constantly be top of mind. You have to be constantly doing customer education. You have to constantly be like speaking to these people, seeing what's going on and making sure they're actually using their product, because you could have like 100 new people on your SaaS, but if like 75 of them drop off because you didn't talk to them and you keep going, you're always going to be at that point where you're like breaking even. It's the same thing with donors. It's the same thing with leads. You could be getting as many people in as you want into the system, but if you're not working them, if you're not talking to them, if you're not building that relationship with them, then you're going to lose them.
Yeah. I think when we talk about this particular topic, we think a lot about companies out there who are looking to market their services. Mm-hmm. And if you're just asking all the time, you're just like, I want you to give me money. 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 But you don't give anything in return.
Person. Nobody likes a needy person.
Yeah, that's just such a turnoff. And I can only imagine in the nonprofit world how people like don't resonate with that at all. Like that's something that drives them away. But talking about things that drive them away, let's touch a little bit back on marketing. Like, how does spammy bad marketing erode donor trust?
Well, so now tis the season for spammy email marketing that erodes your donor trust. Starting from now, all the way till the end of the year, you will probably get a ton of emails and ton of communications from people you probably haven't heard from in a long time, saying, "Hi, we're doing this amount of campaign, this campaign, blah blah blah, and will you give us money?" And you'll be like, "No, who the hell are you?" And then that's my point, is that, you know, this is the time where everybody's blowing up your inbox, everyone's blowing up your phone, everyone's blowing up your Facebook feed with ads, if they can afford ads. You know, this is where everyone's going to be doing the same ask, and there's only so many people who are going to be giving you money, but because they all missed the boat and didn't know who their audience was. Like I said, I was just on a call with somebody. She's like, "Well, you know, they told me I should be on LinkedIn, they told me I should be on Facebook, Instagram." I was like, "Okay, let's take a step back. Where are your people hanging out? Like, where are the people hanging out that are most likely to engage with you, to actually have a meaningful relationship with you?" And she's like, "Yeah, you're right." I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Email." I was like, "Of course, email, because email is the only platform that's never going to screw you over."
Yeah.
And email is the only platform that has people who actually had at some point wanted to engage with you. So that's what I'm saying, going back to the point of spammy nonsense, is that if you do email right, you will win. You will super duper win, because you have to be able to create that conversation and continue that conversation. It's all about continuing the conversation. And that's how you get past that spammy, garbagey bullshit stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So these kind of conversations are great for nonprofits to have. If they wanted to speak with an expert like yourself, where could they find you? How could they reach out and talk about it in more detail?
Well, first of all, I will correct you. I'm not an expert. I'm just happen to be a dude who knows some stuff and done some things. I'm not an expert. I'm sure there are people who are far smarter and better at this than I am. I just happen to know a few things.
Yeah.
And if you want to reach out to me, my door is always open. I'm generally on LinkedIn. My email, you can always email me, Sean, SEAN, @givesuite.com. You can even send me a text message. My number is 646-980-4300. Give me a call. I'm very personable, and I will say, how can I genuinely help you today? Because if I can't help you personally, I know a ton of people that might be able to.
Awesome. Sean, we really appreciate you coming on the show, the candor and the insight that you've given to us. And yeah, we hope to get you back on one day to talk more about this.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you, truly.
Awesome. And before we close, we just want to leave a quick reminder for our listeners. This episode was sponsored by All Booked Up. Again, if client retention is ever a challenge, if leads aren't being followed up fast enough or quick enough, ABU is definitely there to help you. We want to extend a warm welcome to people like Sean and others who want to come on the show. Smash subscribe, and also come onto our channel, leave a comment, and we'd be more than happy to reach out to you.